If you want to go with the rhythm, go ahead. That's what it's there for, to help you heal. Go the other direction. Now give me some good yeses. Yes, I will take that. Yes, more please. Yes, that grant funding without the extra paperwork. Yes, that easy travel. Yes, that legislation. Yes, our sister on the Supreme Court. Yes to me and my body. Give me some good yeses. Give me some no's. You got to have some good no's in your life. I will not. You know what you need to say. I don't even need to tell you. Give me some good. People giving me some good no's. Ooh, give me some good no's. And then, my favorite part of the hair appointment, give yourself a little bit of a massage. Get them temples. Whatever your hair game is, whatever you need to do, because you know when you get stressed how it gets tight. Give yourself a massage. And as we are now at the top, I want you to just put your hand on top of your head that's available to you. And now, as if you are imagining, manifesting some type of healing coming all the way down, just imagine all the way down, thinking all those parts all the way down. You know, head, neck, chest, just go all the way down. You do it. All the way down. You're at your chest, your belly, your back, your hips, your thighs, your knees, your ankles, your toes. And we're just going to take 30 seconds to just breathe it in. So just know that is medicine, y'all. That is medicine. And so thank you for rolling with. You can do that in 5 minutes or 30 seconds, right? And let me just do the little doctor piece. Did you know how we always talk about fight or flight, that adrenaline response? You know what that feels like in your body, right? Doing that type of thing can engage the other part of your body that allows you to rest and breathe and heal. So even in the moment, if you feel that and you need to come back so that you can get it, that's medicine for you in the moment, in the day, in the week, in the year, for our lives. We deserve it. Let's say, I love my body. I'm so grateful to you. All right. Who's up? And thank you, Amadou. Don't you go nowhere. Thank you.
Wow. Now, if we had just done that, starting at COVID, when we heard get in the house, no more shopping, no more church, no more, how many of us would have been a whole lot better if we had just focused on this amazing body? Now, as amazing as the body is, and give Dr. Tony Lewis a hand, because she has just brought it to us in such a loving way and reminded us that this body, a temple of the Spirit of a living God, has a heart that beats, 60 to 70 times a minute in the hour that you've been here 4,000 times. So your body is so amazing. Your brain, your mind is so amazing that the biggest computer cannot even come close to matching your amazing mind's ability to store and retrieve information. Let me just tell you this fact. We think in a day 60 to 70 1,000 thoughts. That's the good news. The bad news is that 80% of them are negative. 80% of them is don't, can't, won't. And they're repeated thoughts. So a repeated thought becomes an action. And a repeated action becomes what? A habit. And a habit builds your character. So sometimes our self-defeating behavior is not because of the action. It's the what? It's the thought. So the question is, how do you change self-defeating thoughts? I'm so fat. Nobody else said that but you. I got to get some of this weight off of me. Like that. As opposed to waking up in the morning and saying, thank you, God, for another day. Thank you that I can breathe. Thank you that I'm not in the hospital. Thank you that I'm not on a tube. Thank you that my limbs work. Thank you that my body moves. Thank you that I know my name and my address and nobody has to feed me. Instead of doing that, we start on the what? Negative. So right now, I want you to think about, I'm going to talk about the spirit, because the body is important and the mind is important. But if you don't have a strong spirit, you will not make it. A lot of people made it through COVID. How many of you, just some kind of way you made it? Some kind of way, we don't know. Just say I made it. Some kind of way we made it. But a lot of people did not make it. And the difference normally is what? The strong spirit. Now, let me just tell you, this is a testimony. We're used to going to the same church, sitting in the same seat. We park in the same spot. We go to the same hairdresser. And if we miss the time, we depressed. But all of a sudden, and we went to the same places to eat. We got our Big Macs from the same place. I got a veggie burger. Yeah, I got a Big Mac. But the reality is that it wasn't the body and the mind that got us through the last 2 years. It was our spirit. It was the spirit of the true and living God that says, you're going to make it. They shut it down. They shut the church down. They shut the hospital down. They shut your house down, your job down. You're in the house by yourself. Ain't nobody wanting to talk to you, and you've got to be able to talk to God and say, Lord, I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but I do know you. And I know you don't lose. And so let me just tell you before how we make it. I'll just give you my little testimony, because everybody looks at us on the outside. Stop looking at sisters on the outside and judging them. You don't know my story. You don't know my pain. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know that when I got up and gave a speech, I just got out of the hospital. So don't just look at my weave, and if my wig is straight or whatever, and just say, thank you, God, here's another sister. Here's another sister on the same journey that I'm on. Okay. So there is a story in the Bible that I know you know, the story of Ruth and Naomi. And the reason this story is so powerful is because even though this is a story about women of two different ethnicities and different faiths, black women are very different. We all black, but we're very different. So we got PhDs, we got no Ds. We got high yellow, real black. I mean, we got the whole range. And we've got to love the whole range. I am never going to be a size 10 again. Okay. And I got to be okay with that. Okay, I'm never going to be young again. I got to be okay with that. So the question is, how can we be okay first with ourselves and then with each other? How can we celebrate each other? And this is a story of how two women celebrated each other. So Naomi is a woman of God. She's an older woman. She's married. And she and her husband are in a famine. They're in a pandemic. So they moved to a foreign land to be safe with their two sons. Two sons grow up, they get married to two foreign women. All the men die like they do, okay? And leave us, okay? So some kind of way, we got to figure out how to get along with each other anyway, because it's just going to be us, okay? And Naomi is me, older woman whose husband died. And what does she do? She becomes bitter. See, some of us are still bitter. Life has not been a crystal staircase. We had some hard times. The world treats us bad because black women are not celebrated. I don't care if they're a judge or a janitor. They're not celebrated. Nowhere. And so we've got to, so here's the story. So she is now left with these two girls, her daughters-in-law. And that's where the rubber meets the road, is how do we, in our differences, our age differences, our relationship differences, our faith differences. All of us are not followers of Jesus. We still got to celebrate the Muslim women and the women who may not have a faith, but they're black women struggling like us. And so she turns to her daughter-in-law and says this: I'm going back home because I hear the pandemic is over, but y'all need to stay here and try to find another man. And one of them, named Oprah, leaves. But Ruth says this, and if a woman ever says this to you, you know it's from God. She says, where are you going? I'm sticking with you. Your plight is my plight. Your pain is my pain. Your bitterness is mine. I am not leaving you. When a younger woman says that to an older woman, and older women, look, we need young women with us. Don't be running around here by your over 60 self, acting like you can go fast like you used to. You can't lift anything anymore. Quit trying. Stop lugging stuff. Bring a 20 person here. So I'm here with my millennial niece, Bronze, and she moved in with me. That's a whole nother story, trying to get along and live with the millennial. Okay, I need counseling. I get it. We don't do the same music. We don't do, whatever. But here's what happened. And this is what I'm going to leave you with. The love between them, the fact that they had committed to never leave each other in a time when women were like nothing. If you didn't have a man, you were nothing. This is ancient, biblical time. But the fact that they stayed together, they all survived. We can survive, but we can't do it without each other. Older women, you need a younger woman with you. She needs your wisdom. She knows what you've been through. I don't care if you have 5 advanced degrees like I do. I failed at something. She needs to know when I failed and how I failed and how I picked myself up when I was down. And the 3 lessons. Number 1, in a pandemic or disaster, you either can become bitter or better. Are you going to be bitter because you blame God for your circumstance? Or you can thank God because I know that you're going to get me through. By faith, because you did it before, you're going to do it again. By faith, I know you're going to do it. Because you're the same yesterday, today, and forever. 2, name your pain. Stop acting like you always been, Phi Beta Kappa and the head of this and the head of that. Some days I don't have the answer. But Ruth was able to say, Naomi was able to say to Ruth, I'm hurting. Don't be afraid to say to another sister, I'm having a bad day and I don't know why. I woke up crying and I don't know why. I don't think I'm ever going to get a man. If that's your name, oh, I'm not. You don't want to raise your hand to that. Okay. Name your pain. Because somebody else is having the same pain. And they can walk you through it. Or they had that same pain. They had cancer. They had lupus. They had diabetes. They had high blood pressure. They had whatever. They lost a husband. They lost a child. They had an abortion. They had a miscarriage. Whatever it is, they can walk you through it. And finally, learn to celebrate each other's victories. Learn to celebrate. Because if Barbara Perkins makes it, I'm making it. If Tony Lewis makes it, I am making it. When Melanie Campbell got COVID, we all got COVID. And when Melanie got up from that hospital bed, we all got up. We all rose up. It is the body is important. Remember everything Tony Lewis told you about breathing, about celebrating every part of your body, about your self-talk. Let it be more positive than negative. Thank you, God, for the way you made me look, the height I am, the color I am, the texture of my hair. But at the end of the day, you've got to develop a spirit that is stronger than the storm. Thank you so much.
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning. And the morning is good. And Tony started by reminding us that our toes are so good. And that I didn't think about that when I wore the open-toe shoes. But then I said, oh, I love these toes. I need them. And then she told us all about our body temple and how we have to treat it like a temple. Whatever it looks like, whatever shape, size, form, it's the temple that God has given us, placing our spirit in this temple. No other temple, this one. So this morning, my gratitude for this body temple has just expanded. And I thank you for sharing this space and doing it. And what's coming up for me now, I always prepare, and then I left my notes over there because that's Spirit saying, you don't need that. So for those who may not know me, I'm Barbara Perkins. I've been a spiritual coach and a life coach for 22 years. And I decided to do that because there was a point in my life, let's talk testimony. There was a point in my life, I got married at 21 years old, and to a good man. But I realized about 6 years into the marriage was that I was looking for something else. I was actually trying to plug up a hole that wasn't filled because my father wasn't there. So this good man, 17 years older, just came in and sort of touched the space that I thought my father should have. And so 7 years into the marriage, he was still the same good man, but it just wasn't where I was supposed to be. And I made a decision without sharing it with anybody else that this wasn't the place for me. But I wanted God to take care of this good man that had come into my life. It was difficult to tell my family. It was difficult to tell anybody because He was such a good man. I knew he was a good man. Everybody else knew he was a good man. But he wasn't the person, the life partner that was for me. So then I had shame. I had shame. But as God would have it, another good man came into my life 37 years ago. And he's the right man. Sometimes it's just a matter of knowing, being aware of what choices you made that just wasn't the right choice. It wasn't the best choice. What decision you made in that moment. My job as a coach has been, and I have been blessed to be a partner in the lives of countless Black women across this country in 22 years, to sit next to them and be a thinking partner and walking through self-forgiveness, self-awareness, removing shame and blame that would stop you from reaching your next best moment, moment by moment decisions. So today, in these 10 minutes, what I want to offer as an idea is that we all need a practice, something to remind us who we are. Because everything around us tells other stories. You ain't all that. You have your degree, but you don't know how to do this. Y'all, I don't know what to do with this iPhone I got. I would still have a BlackBerry if they were making them. That's where I would be. There's so much I don't know. And yes, you need some young people around you. Taylor, wave your hand. I'm not going anywhere without some young sisters near me. For two reasons. One, I got some good news I want to share with them. Because everything that I know that's good, I want to share it. I am not holding on to the good news for myself. Did y'all get that? So there's a grant available for any nonprofit that's doing this thing. Can y'all call everybody and tell them, did you hear the sister yesterday say, ask for the money, ask for all of the money? Did y'all hear her? The people that give money to organizations like ours, they don't have a little bit. They're just not giving one grant. They're giving a lot of grants. So if you hear there's some good news, share it. Who should you share it with? Your sisters. That becomes a part of your practice, a part of your life practice. Because it is all about you. When you do it, it comes back to you. When you make it your practice, what you're doing is you're uncovering that seed that was buried by somebody you don't even know. Our foremothers, they planted the seed for this summit. We are here today. We are digging in this fertile soil that Melanie has cultivated and created a space for all of us. But she didn't plant these seeds. Dr. Height, her and her crew, they planted these seeds. So what I'm asking you to do, write this down if you can. 3 questions. What do you do when? You're not going to answer the full question today because I want you to do it when you get still, like Dr. Tony asked you to get still. What do you do when something good is happening? You know you should share the information, but a whisper crawl up behind you and say, don't tell Barbara, because she might get it. She might have more things than me, and they might pick her. What do you do when the idea comes to your head that Barbara told you something and said, can I share this in confidence? And as soon as she leaves the room. As soon as she hangs up, you say, ooh, let me call Melanie. I wonder if Melanie knows. What? What do you do when somebody looks at you and tells you that you're not good enough? What you do? What do you do? What do you do when? Fill in the blanks. All those things that, there's a loop in society. I believe it's designed to get us off track. There's noise. What do you do when that noise come up on you? Then the second question I'm going to ask you to address is, how do you handle it? How do you handle it when you've been betrayed? Oops. Anybody ever been betrayed? Have you ever been betrayed by your sister? By your biological? By your bestie? Have you ever been betrayed? Have you ever been hurt? How do you handle it? What do you do? Do you get still? Did you sit in that chair and go, but I still got my toes and my calves and my knees and my thighs. And God, I got my heart. Right? It's going to heal. Because they didn't make it. You did. How do you handle it? And then the last question I have for you, and this is probably for me the most important question. Who do I call? Who do I call when I'm feeling so isolated? When I'm feeling like, but the world thinks I'm grand, but oh God, I don't feel so grand right now. In fact, I'm feeling completely broken. I'm feeling completely alone. Like, God, I really don't know what I'm supposed to do next. Is there anybody that you can pick up the phone and call and know without a shadow of a doubt that the first thing they're going to do is say, baby, thank you, Dr. Barbara. It's all about you, and I'm praying for you today. COVID tried to take me out, y'all. It really did. 8 days in the hospital. Melanie, a lot of us in here. And I heard when I got out the hospital that a whole army of sisters across the country, out of the country, was calling my name in prayer. Like saying my name in prayer. Cancer tried to take me out. They couldn't do it. There were some sisters on speed dial that when I was bald for the second time, they was telling me I was pretty. And I believed them. I was like, oh, I just need to put some oil on it. Let me tell you, you need a sister on speed dial. You need a sister on speed dial. I ain't talking about, look, your mama gonna always be there if she's here. And if she's not here, she's gonna be right here. I'm talking about the sister who would crochet a prayer cloth, cloak, shawl for you to just sit. I'm still sitting in my chair with my prayer shawl that somebody sent me. Bishop Leah Doherty, y'all, somebody could tell her, sent that to me in the mail and say, just sit with this for a while. I took it to every cancer treatment. Somebody you must have on speed dial. And then lastly, can you give somebody your number? So that you are the call that they would make. So that you be the thing, the person, the sister, the voice that they need to hear. You be that voice. You be that anchor for them. It's all about you, sister. Be it first, and then it's coming to you. The seed is already planted. And God's word said, I'm going to go pick up all the pieces of you that's been scattered around, and I'm going to bring it into one place, and I'm going to expand you. And I'm going to show you my goodness and my grace. If you believe that thing, I'm telling you, the joy I have, that's why I speak soft and quiet, because I'm always ready to shout, right? And I'll be scared, like if I raise my voice, I might take off, right? So I'm just asking you today, that's your ritual. Answer those 3 questions for yourself and be honest. If you don't see it, if you feel, and let me leave you with this, if you are feeling isolated, lonely, depressed, there's help for black women. Listen, don't have no shame. Pick up the phone. There's some websites. There's a website for black therapists. Go, there's a place, there's another website, Better Up, but there's one for black girls in particular. I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach, trained. Call somebody. If your sister needs help, hug her up, love her up, and say, I'm going to go with you first. Here's the place where we're going to go. Invest in yourself, because we need you. We need you to be whole, healthy. I thank you. God bless you, and I love you.
I got all the feels. What about y'all? Right? Where is my brother? Amadou. Thank you. Okay. Yes. Thank you for saying that. All of that, both of you, all of that. I was thinking it was a sister that actually made this for me, and she wanted me to think of the pieces, as pieces of my ancestry, as pieces of folks who got me in the community. I'll say her name, Hakima Hapa in Bed-Stuy, New York, did this for me, Black Girl So. And, all right, so we're going to let this marinate in a little bit, okay? Because you know how you're not supposed to go outside after washing your hair in the cold because you don't need your pores open? You know what I'm saying? So when we do something like this, we want you to lock it in. Let it marinate in your cells. Let it just get in there, And so we're going to take some breaths, and then we're going to do a little thing with, you see he's got the drums now, right? So you know what that means. Y'all know what happens when we do the drums at Black Women's Roundtable. And so here's what we're going to do, right? So I'm just going to do what he does. He's going to play some rhythms. And you might feel it. You might see it. You might hear it. You might be like, I need to get up and do my best, Alvin Ailey, whatever. And I feel like, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like that's how life has been coming at me for the last couple of years. Always but sometimes, whether you call it spiritual red light, green light, or just going with your body, sometimes the rhythm can be wherever it is, but you just need to be. So I want you to decide right now, what is your body telling you? What is your mind telling you? What is your spirit telling you about your rhythm and your speed? Are you going to be like how when the elder gets in the middle of the drum circle and everybody's like, what? Are you going to be smooth with it? I know we got some belly dancers out here. Are you going to flow with it? Hey, you better give me that Zagarite. Are you going to be medium? Do you need to get up and walk around the room and just give me your best ball? Give me your vogue. Give me your thing. Or you need to get on top of the table and do what you got to do. We ain't going to be mad. But this is your time to release. When I was talking to Angela Given, who I don't know if y'all know Angela, but Angela knows all the things. Love me some Angela. She was like, people mostly need to release. So this is your time to release. But there's no judgment here, because what do we say? We're getting rid of shame and guilt, and we're getting ourselves gratitude, grace, and love. And so with that, what's the Spirit calling from you? get up, start moving around to see how you feel it in your body. Come on, y'all. You know how we do. Let's move around. Nobody coming? Where my dancers at? Go look at the window. Go hug your sister. Do what you gotta do. Give me your chair dance. Let that hair go. Sis. How y'all doing? You good? I see you. I see you. And you know your sisters who are sitting and getting the vibe in the chair, go give them some. Give them some. I see you. I love you. We got you. We got it. What's up? We are dope, aren't we? Yes. Hello. Get that shoulderography going there. Y'all get it? I see you. Hey, sis. What's up, Nicole? How you doing, lovely? What's up? Good to be seen and good to see you. Hey, lovely. How you doing? Yes. My pleasure. Woo. Y'all got me crying out here and all the things. Ooh, I love y'all so much. So just know, as with all things Black Women's Roundtable, all things about convening and connecting. We're going to continue this. You can check on the app where we will put some of the resources that we listed. You better. We have little people up here dancing. Oh. What's going on? Oh, hey, Mama.
This is Kay Runner. This is what she's frozen.
I know, the drums. So, and just to let you know, so I love you, and I don't know if y'all remember our sister, Dr. Sunyata Amin from Calabash Tea and Tonic. She sent some goodies for you. So we're going to bring those at some point, and you'll get giveaways. But please follow us on the app and all the things. We love you so much. Thank you for being.
I know.
Who got the microphone?
Okay, Taylor's getting one too. Come on, Taylor. One more. That's Taylor.
Now, do you want me to? Okay.
Hey, love. Thank you.
I gotta go. I gotta get in the gym. I gotta get back in the gym. I'm motivated. Whew, Jesus. Can we just stand up for the sisters? Let's stand up, y'all. Thank you, Barbara, Dr. T, our brother. Thank you. Nothing more than say thank you. Say it with me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good morning. It is Saturday and it is all about you. Okay? We have an exciting enrichment sessions for you today. So I am going to, we should be familiar with the rooms because we went through that yesterday, but I will give you instructions. So let me tell you, these are concurrent sessions. Oh. Yes. Dr. Skinner.
You want to tell them what to do?
Dr. Skinner has a questionnaire. Oh. And Dr. Perkins has a questionnaire. Yes.
This is basically the questions that I asked you before, and this is really your work. It's just like keeping your journal. You keep your journal for you. That's a conversation with you, for you. That's what this is. It begins that. If you don't keep a journal, it's a sweet thing, not a mandate, but something that you might find really important, conversations with yourself. Okay?
And I noticed there were some resources on there, some links.
But the one last resource, but there's someone here, but I'm going to give you mine. Now, I'm a part of a network of coaches because there's no way that I can coach everybody, but I want to, and I try. God knows I try. But my website is Image Builders with an S, etc. Image Builders, etc. Okay.
How many of you journal? Journaling is probably one of the best ways. If you haven't done that, look, we're not out of this pandemic. There's still some more stuff coming on. There's more racism. There's more setback. I would suggest you begin journaling. And even if you just do a paragraph a day, tell God how you're feeling. I had a bad day yesterday. My response was not as nice as I thought. I could have been more patient. Help me to be better tomorrow than I was today. Just write it down. I had a good connection with my mother today. My sister and I are reconnected. That's your life. And when you write it down, you are counseling yourself. So just try that. Okay.
Lisa's like, just take the microphone.
No,
No.
not that way.
No, so we created a It's All About You Mind, Body, and Spirit community on the app. And so, for example, I just put Dr. Perkins' website in the app, right? So we'll kind of populate and add in some of the resources we have. I'll add some of those things. And please add your own. Add your own resources and also continue to ask questions on what you need. So, yep, it says It's All About You Mind, Body, and Spirit is the name of the community on the app. And if you are still having challenges with the app, that's why we got sisters. Grab someone and be like, you know how to use that app? Could you show me? Who loves using the app and can help somebody out with that? Raise your hand. We got some folks. So, all right, folks. That's all.
Pass the mic. There you go. Thank you. That was awesome. So if you don't have a paper, it's coming around. I want to give you, these sessions are going to be awesome. They're a little shorter than what yesterday's were, so they're kind of like speed dating. They're 55 minutes, and they will run concurrently from 10 to 10:55. That's the first session, and then the next session will be 11 to 11:55. Add about 20 minutes to what I just said, because I know that we're behind, okay? So here we are with Healthy Living Sister Circles this morning from 10 to 10:55. We have Healthy Living Sister Circle 1 in Chesapeake C. You remember that's up near the COVID testing. And that facilitator is Faith Bino, founder of Syncretic Wellness. Healthy Living Sister Circle 2 is Azalea 1, and that's with Lydia Glaze. Healthy Living Sister Circle 3 in Azalea 2 with Dr. Jerry Dyson from Global Girls, Global Women. And then we have our Wealth Building Sister Circles, Wealth Building tongue-tied. Circle 1, which is tips to increasing your credit score and build your wealth, start your own business, secure your dream job. That's with Renee Redwood in Riverview 5. That's behind here. The next one with Yolanda Pickstock and Diane Babineau. We'll be doing Living Your Life Like It's Golden in Your Retirement Years. And then Wealth Building Sisters Circle 3 is Entrepreneurship, Winning Tips on Being Your Own Boss to Build Wealth with the Furlough Sisters. And I will add the Furlough Sisters, when on your way out at the registration desk, pick up a postcard. These sisters have a business right in this National Gaylord area where you can walk to it. It's a little snowy right now, but they have a free cheesecake for everybody. So, hey, so they started, if you're from this area, you might know their story, how they started. It's when the other administration shut down the government, and they figured out a way to make it happen and became entrepreneurs. So that session is in Chesapeake 4 through 6. And that is happening now. That's 10 to 10:55. And then we have sessions that are from 11 to 11:55. And that is the Wise and in Charge Sister Circles. We have with Reverend Judith Moore, It's Time to Tell Your Own Story and Write Your First Book. That's in Riverview 5, right behind us. And then Sister Circle 2. We have Communications and Social Media, How to Create Your Own Digital Media Presence with our very own Antoinette Minor. And then Wise is in Charge, Sister Circle 3 in Chesapeake 4 through 6. Be the change you seek. It's time for you to run for elected office. And we have 3 awesome sisters in that session, Tanika Isaac Devine, Barbara Streeter, and Cara Turrentine. So please, let's get ready to go, everyone. And I guess take your little break, like 10 minutes to get to where you need to go, because, I know we all need to go to the restroom, all of that. It's going to take us a minute to walk. Okay? Oh, and lunch will be at 1. You do not want to miss lunch. If y'all know, Saturday is like so exciting. The sessions will be 55 minutes. So lunch will be at 1. And then we have one more announcement from Dr. Lewis. Oh, wait a minute. Which one? Okay, okay, so you see this weather, y'all. So Faith didn't make it. So Dr. Lewis is going to be in Chesapeake Sea, working it out with some mind, body, and spirit. Okay? Right now. That's where Chesapeake Sea. That's right. Chesapeake Sea, Azalea, those rooms are all by the COVID testing. Second floor on the other side. And I'll be over there to do, be the guide if you need me, okay? Like I did yesterday. I don't know the app you're talking about, Boo. Dr. Lewis, what app did you just tell everybody to do? Oh, the Hoover app. Yeah. Oh, I'll help you, Felicia. Okay. The Hoover app, you should have gotten that information when you registered. But I'll help you download it. So let's get up, ladies, and get this day started. Remember, lunch is at 1. You're not going to want to miss it because our girls will be up on stage. And that's always exciting. Don't forget to pick up your postcards for your free cheesecake at the registration desk.